The Origins of Black History Month. Carter G. Woodson and the Formation of Negro History Week. The concept of Black History Month as we know it today started with Carter G. Woodson, a groundbreaking African-American historian who recognized the importance of preserving and highlighting the history of Black Americans. Woodson, born in 1875 in Virginia, was the son of formerly enslaved parents. Despite limited access to formal education as a child, Woodson went on to earn a Ph.D. in history from Harvard University in 1912. He was aware of the significant gaps in the study of African American history and culture within mainstream historical scholarship. In the early 20th century, Black people's contributions to American society were often marginalized or ignored entirely. Black Americans were typically depicted as passive victims of history rather than active agents shaping their own future. This omission of Black history led Woodson to form the Association for the Study of African American Life and History, ASAL, in 1915. He believed that if African Americans could gain a deeper understanding of their history, they would be empowered to advocate for their own rights and assert their worth in society. In 1926, Woodson and ASAL created Negro History Week, which was celebrated during the second week of February. The decision to celebrate it in February was symbolic. The week was designed to coincide with the birthdays of two monumental figures in African American history, Abraham Lincoln, February 12, and Frederick Douglass, February 14. These two men were instrumental in the fight for the abolition of slavery. Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation in 1863 and Douglass's work as an abolitionist, writer, and orator underscored the power of both legal and personal resistance to the institution of slavery. Negro History Week's growth and expansion. Initially, Negro History Week was met with mixed reception but quickly gained traction as educators and the general public began to see its value in providing historical context and combating racist ideologies. Schools across the country started to dedicate time during this week to discuss the history and contributions of Black people. Over time, the observance grew, leading to its transformation into Black History Month. Why February? The choice of February, Lincoln and Douglass. February was strategically chosen for its symbolic significance. As mentioned earlier, the month honors two prominent figures, Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass, whose birthdays are critical to the Black freedom struggle in the United States. Lincoln's birthday on February 12 and Douglass's on February 14 both marked pivotal moments in the fight for Black freedom and equality. Abraham Lincoln is celebrated for his pivotal role in ending slavery in the United States through the Emancipation Proclamation and later, through his support for the passage of the 13th Amendment, which formally abolished slavery across the entire nation in 1865. Lincoln's leadership during the American Civil War helped reshape the nation and set the course for eventual civil rights advancements. Frederick Douglass, born on February 14, was one of the most influential Black leaders of the 19th century. A former enslaved person, Douglass became a powerful abolitionist voice, writing extensively about his experiences and advocating for the abolition of slavery. Douglass's speeches, writings, and advocacy were central in galvanizing anti-slavery sentiments in the United States and abroad. He became one of the most famous and respected Black men in America. A dual tribute to freedom fighters. By choosing February, Woodson was also able to commemorate both the abolition of slavery and the cultural and intellectual achievements of African Americans. Lincoln represented the legal and political victories in the fight for freedom, while Douglass symbolized the strength and resilience of Black individuals in the struggle for human dignity and justice. The evolution and expansion of Black History Month. From Negro History Week to Black History Month. The transformation of Negro History Week into Black History Month reflects the evolving social and political landscape of the United States in the 1960s and 1970s. By this time, the civil rights movement had brought issues of racial inequality to the forefront of American politics. The push for civil rights, alongside broader movements for racial justice, prompted a rethinking of how Black history should be celebrated. Civil rights and social change. During the 1960s, significant milestones were achieved in the civil rights movement. Landmark events like the passage of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965 fundamentally changed the legal and social landscape for African Americans. As the struggle for racial equality continued, it became clear that a week dedicated to Black history wasn't enough to cover the vast and multifaceted contributions of African Americans. Black History Month becomes official. In 1976, President Gerald Ford officially recognized February as Black History Month as part of the U.S. bicentennial celebrations. Ford encouraged the public to seize the opportunity to honor the too often neglected accomplishments of Black Americans in every area of endeavor throughout our history. His proclamation helped to solidify Black History Month as a national observance and provided the institutional support needed to expand its recognition. The U.S. Congress passed Public Law 99-244 in 1986, officially recognizing Black History Month. Since then, every president has issued a proclamation celebrating the contributions of African Americans during this month. Themes and programming. Each year, Black History Month is marked by specific themes that provide focus and direction for the celebrations and discussions surrounding Black history. Some examples of past themes include African Americans in times of war, the crisis in Black education, honoring the past, present, and future, Black migrations. In recent decades, these themes have expanded to include conversations about African American contributions to fields beyond politics, such as literature, music, science, and technology. This expansion has further cemented Black History Month's role in not only educating the public but also inspiring future generations. Global expansion of Black History Month. Black History Month in Canada and the United Kingdom. Though it began in the United States, the observance of Black History Month has spread to other countries, including Canada and the United Kingdom. Canada began officially celebrating Black History Month in 1995 when a motion introduced by MP Jean Augustine was passed in the Canadian House of Commons. Like in the United States, the celebration was tied to recognizing the contributions of Black people to Canadian society, particularly those who fought for the abolition of slavery and who contributed to Canadian civil rights movements. In Canada, Black History Month also highlights the experiences of Black Canadians of Caribbean, African, and other origins. United Kingdom started celebrating Black History Month in October 1987, when the Ghanaian-born activist Akiaba Adisibo established it in London. Since then, the celebration has expanded across the UK, focusing on the contributions of African and Caribbean communities. The UK's Black History Month occurs in October to coincide with the start of the academic year, making it easier for schools to integrate it into their curriculum. Other countries with Black History celebrations. While Black History Month is most commonly observed in the US, Canada, and the UK, several other countries have also recognized the importance of celebrating Black culture and history. For example, some regions in the Caribbean and Latin America observe Black History Month at various times of the year, aligning with local historical events and cultural milestones. The importance of Black History Month today. 1. Recognition of African American contributions. One of the core functions of Black History Month is to highlight the many contributions of African Americans to society, contributions that have often been overlooked or ignored in mainstream historical narratives. Whether through achievements in science, literature, art, music, politics, or other fields, Black Americans have shaped the United States and the world. Figures like George Washington Carver, Maya Angelou, Langston Hughes, Thurgood Marshall, Serena Williams, and Jay-Z are just a few examples of individuals whose work has influenced and enriched American culture. Black History Month is an opportunity to celebrate the achievements of these individuals and to reflect on how their actions have shaped contemporary society. 2. A platform for cultural identity and pride. For African Americans, Black History Month serves as a means of reaffirming cultural identity and fostering pride in their heritage. The celebration encourages people to embrace their culture, traditions, and history. It also provides an opportunity to honor the strength, resilience, and determination that Black people have demonstrated throughout history, despite centuries of oppression. 3. Education and awareness. For people of all races and backgrounds, Black History Month is a critical time to educate themselves about the historical injustices and struggles that Black Americans have faced, as well as the many positive and empowering contributions of Black people. It also serves as a reminder that the history of African Americans is not isolated, it is intertwined with the larger narrative of American history. 4. Advocacy for racial justice. Black History Month also plays a role in raising awareness about ongoing struggles related to systemic racism and social inequality. By examining the historical roots of racism and oppression, people are better equipped to understand and address present-day disparities in education, employment, housing, healthcare, and law enforcement. 5. Inspiring future generations. For young people, Black History Month is a source of inspiration and motivation. It demonstrates that no matter where you come from, you can leave a lasting impact on the world. Celebrating the achievements of those who came before them provides young African Americans with role models who exemplify perseverance, resilience, and excellence in their respective fields. 6. Black History Month as a catalyst for reflection on the nation's past. Historical context and the fight for equality. One of the key purposes of Black History Month is to give individuals, communities, and nations the opportunity to reflect on the historical struggles and triumphs of African Americans. Black History Month is not simply about celebrating the past, it also serves as a powerful reminder of the systemic racism and discrimination that African Americans have faced and continue to face. These reflections prompt society to confront uncomfortable truths about its history, such as slavery, segregation, and the civil rights movement, and to recognize how these injustices continue to shape social, political, and economic dynamics today. Through the lens of Black History Month, we are reminded that the path toward equality was not linear. African Americans have had to fight for basic human rights, dignity, and the opportunity to achieve success in a society that has systematically denied them equal opportunities. The struggles of notable historical figures like Rosa Parks, who sparked the Montgomery bus boycott in 1955, and Martin Luther King Jr., whose leadership in the civil rights movement transformed the country, are crucial to understanding this journey. The month serves as a powerful moment to examine how African Americans have been excluded or oppressed, but also how they have resisted, persevered, and thrived. The celebration of figures such as Ida B. Wells, a journalist who exposed the horrors of lynching, and A. Philip Randolph, who fought for labor rights and racial equality, helps illuminate the ongoing struggles for justice and equity. Black History Month serves as an opportunity for collective reflection, recognition, and acknowledgement of the persistence and progress made through activism and resistance. The importance of confronting the past. By critically examining the past, Black History Month encourages discussions on restorative justice and reparations. These conversations often involve grappling with the legacies of slavery, colonialism, and segregation. Through open dialogue, Black History Month challenges society to think about how reparations, whether through monetary compensation, educational reforms, or policy changes, might address the ongoing impacts of centuries of institutionalized racism. 7. Black History Month and the Arts, a Cultural Renaissance. Celebrating Black culture through music, literature, and art. Another vital aspect of Black History Month is its celebration of Black culture, particularly through the arts. African American art, music, literature, and performance have had an enormous impact on global culture, shaping everything from popular music genres like jazz, blues, and hip-hop to revolutionary literary works and visual arts. Jazz and blues, Black musicians have long influenced American music, with iconic figures like Louis Armstrong, Duke Ellington, Bessie Smith, and Billie Holiday making significant contributions. The power and spirit of African American music have been vehicles for expressing the joys and pains of Black life, from the hardships of slavery to the triumphs of freedom. The influence of jazz and blues continues to resonate in the music world today, inspiring genres as diverse as rock, hip-hop, and R&B. Literature, Langston Hughes, Zora Neale Hurston, and James Baldwin are just a few of the many Black writers who have shaped the literary world. Through works like Hughes' poetry and Baldwin's essays, Black writers have been at the forefront of articulating the complexities of race, identity, and the Black experience in America. Contemporary writers such as Toni Morrison, Maya Angelou, and Ta-Nehisi Coates have continued this tradition, using their voices to explore themes of oppression, identity, and resilience. The Harlem Renaissance, a cultural and intellectual movement of the early 20th century, exemplified the flourishing of African American art, literature, and culture, further underscoring the contributions of Black artists to the cultural landscape. Visual art, the works of Aaron Douglas, Jacob Lawrence, Kerry James Marshall, and other African American visual artists have played an integral role in the art world. These artists have explored and communicated the Black experience through painting, sculpture, photography, and mixed media, often exploring themes of race, history, and identity. A cultural renaissance during Black History Month. By acknowledging and celebrating the arts during Black History Month, we not only honor the artistic genius and creativity of African Americans but also provide a platform for artists and cultural leaders to continue exploring issues of race, identity, and the experiences of Black people around the world. 8. Black History Month and the impact of African American leadership. Leadership in politics and social change. A significant aspect of Black History Month is recognizing the leadership contributions of African Americans in shaping the political and social landscape of the United States. Figures like Barack Obama, who became the first African American president in 2009, Shirley Chisholm, the first Black woman elected to Congress, and John Lewis, a key figure in the civil rights movement, have made significant strides in changing the course of history. Barack Obama's presidency marked a historic moment in the nation's history, and his political journey has inspired generations of Black Americans to pursue leadership roles and advocate for social change. Obama's legacy has influenced policy decisions related to health care, education, criminal justice reform, and civil rights. His leadership also served to challenge stereotypes about race and Black identity in positions of power. Shirley Chisholm, who broke barriers as a congresswoman and ran for the presidency in 1972, paved the way for women and people of color in American politics. Her famous slogan, "Unbought and Unbossed," encapsulated her commitment to challenging the political establishment and advocating for marginalized communities. Chisholm's legacy continues to resonate today as women like Kamala Harris, the first Black and South Asian Vice President of the United States, carry the torch of political empowerment. John Lewis, whose "good trouble" mantra became synonymous with his advocacy for justice, equality, and voting rights, remains a powerful symbol of African American leadership. His legacy highlights the role of leadership in social movements and the importance of standing up for what is right, even in the face of adversity. Black History Month also allows for recognition of local leaders, educators, activists, and community organizers who may not have reached national fame but have made significant contributions in their communities to promote racial justice, equality, and equity. 9. Black History Month as a platform for future generations. Youth engagement and empowerment. Black History Month plays a vital role in empowering young people of all backgrounds. For young Black Americans, it serves as an opportunity to see themselves reflected in the pages of history, inspired by figures like Maya Angelou, Martin Luther King Jr., Oprah Winfrey, and LeBron James, who have demonstrated excellence in their respective fields. By focusing on the history of Black Americans, both the triumphs and the struggles, Black History Month can be a powerful source of inspiration for future generations to continue making strides in every profession. Young people are encouraged to pursue their dreams, challenge barriers, and advocate for justice. This empowerment is especially important in the face of adversity, offering them examples of resilience and leadership to look up to. Bridging generational gaps. In many ways, Black History Month functions as a bridge between generations. It allows the younger generation to learn about the achievements of their forebears while simultaneously providing opportunities for the older generation to share their experiences and wisdom. This exchange is crucial for ensuring that the next generation of leaders remains rooted in the knowledge of past struggles and victories while forging a path toward future success. By engaging youth in conversations about Black history, whether in the classroom, through mentorship programs, or community events, the month inspires individuals to be more involved in their communities and to advocate for social change in whatever field they pursue. 10. The ongoing need for Black History Month in the face of modern challenges. Confronting contemporary issues of racism and discrimination. Despite significant progress in civil rights, racial inequality and discrimination continue to plague many aspects of American society. Black History Month provides an important forum for confronting these ongoing challenges by addressing systemic issues such as police brutality. The deaths of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and Ahmaud Arbery have highlighted the continued threat of violence against Black individuals. Black History Month can be a time to reflect on these injustices and to advocate for police reform and racial justice initiatives. Education disparities. Educational inequality remains a significant barrier to the upward mobility of many Black Americans. School systems across the country are still often segregated by race and economic class, and Black students face disproportionate discipline and lower expectations from teachers. Black History Month is an opportunity to reflect on these disparities and push for educational reform that ensures equal opportunities for all students. Economic inequality. Black Americans continue to experience disparities in wealth, employment opportunities, and economic mobility. Addressing these issues requires a sustained effort to confront the racial wealth gap and ensure that Black Americans have equal access to well-paying jobs, affordable housing, and economic opportunities. The future of Black History Month. As we move forward, Black History Month remains an essential time to reflect on past struggles, celebrate the ongoing contributions of African Americans, and highlight the work still left to be done. While Black History Month is an important celebration of African American history, it is crucial that the lessons learned during this time are carried forward year-round in the fight for racial justice, equality, and unity. It is up to everyone, Black and non-Black alike, to continue the work of breaking down barriers and challenging systems of oppression. Conclusion. Black History Month has come a long way since its inception in 1926 as Negro History Week. From its humble beginnings, it has evolved into a month-long observance celebrated across the world, focused on educating and inspiring individuals while also calling for social change. The month provides a platform to honor the sacrifices and achievements of African Americans and serves as an important reminder that the history of Black Americans is deeply interwoven with the history of the United States and the world at large. By reflecting on the struggles and triumphs of the past and present, we gain a better understanding of the fight for justice, equality, and human dignity. Black History Month remains a vital time to honor these contributions, reflect on ongoing challenges, and inspire future generations to continue the work of making a more just and equitable world.